Alright, so how many people can actually say that they personally know the guy that solved evolution? Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. I solved evolution. Okay, it all starts with the whale shark and the sperm whale. Okay, the whale shark passes DNA, it loses DNA in the water. Okay, this is the beta keratin. Okay, this is going to be a beta keratin gene that's passed into our mammal lineage. Okay, stem cells, that's all basically spermaceti or the sperm whale is, they're stem cells, adipose tissue. All right, they have an advanced limbic brain. Okay, the whale shark has an advanced cerebellum. Okay, it also looks like a female's reproductive system, the shark brain. All right, I get this. All right, see, it's an extraparlimbic brain. That's the brain of a whale shark. Okay, this is where we get the double helix in our DNA between the fish and the mammal. Okay, the fish is a shark. It's just a cartilaginous shark. It doesn't have a skeleton. It's only got its teeth. That's it. That's the only bony part of its body. Then you have the spine gene, which is in the whale. Okay. The spine and teeth gene I've located is basically the PRSS33 gene, and the polymorphism gene that gives us shape is the CASP12 polymorphism and cartilage gene, more or less. Okay. This is where this lineage is going to happen. See, the mammals are technically a lineage of true mammals, four-chambered hearts, live birth. Okay. They are a mammo-ichthyosapien. Okay. Now the reptiles, they want to walk on land too. These are going to be an ichthyo-mammosapien because they're still getting genes, secondary genes from mammal, but their primary gene is the fish. Okay. Our secondary genes are the fish genes, but our primary genes are the whale genes. Okay. These is alpha, beta keratin. Okay. You got the beta keratin from the fish, you get the alpha keratin from the mammals. Okay, it's gene swapping. This is what's going to happen. They're going to pass genes onto each other's lineage. Okay, at the same time they pass their own genes into the lineage, and that's why we get so many variations. Now you don't have to believe this. I've literally saw this is the truth. Believe it or not. Okay, this is the truth. See, the whales are going to pass a dwarfism gene. Okay, and it's going to pass into the manatee. It's going to be basically the sea cow. All right, there are variations about the sea cow, where the face is starting to evolve. I mean, it's in its baby state. This is 18 million years ago. This is when, imagine this is the gestation period, 3 weeks. This is analogous to the manatee on an evolutionary scale when you get on a large scale, okay? We're going to evolve humans out of all of these animals, and during the gestation period, all the certain organs are being perfected, and eventually the perfect being, or God in human form, is going to be born, okay? Which we are gods, believe it or not. Okay, so you have a motile sperm on this scale. Okay, on a human scale, that's the smallest. All right, on an evolutionary scale, it's the largest. Okay, so this is a scale invariance here in physics. Okay, this is where we merge the scale invariance and merge our special relativity. This basically helps us understand relativity a lot better. This puts the macro and the micro together. The theory of the small and the theory of the large are incompatible, they say. Well, they're missing something. And even physicists say there's something that we're missing. There's a theory, there's an equation, there's something. It's technically y times x squared equals z. Okay, it's almost the exact same thing as E equals mc squared, but it's just reversed. It's a fusion instead of destruction. Okay, yes, I solved cold fusion, believe it or not. All right, so this is the manatee stage of evolution. This is when it's actually starting to try to become a land walker, okay? But it's still mainly water-based. That's why the umbilical cord does not form until you get to this point. Pinniped. Now pinnipeds can come onto land. Now we have to rely on the land, Mother Earth. That's why here, the manatee, it does not have the umbilical cord. This is 3 weeks into gestation, okay? 6 weeks into gestation, bam, now we have an umbilical cord. This is when the pinnipeds evolve, all right? Every 3 million years, there's a gene passed. All right, I'm just going to throw you this relativity scale out here. Okay, so you have at the age of 21, okay, at the age of 21, this is 21 million years ago, you have the sperm whale, ironically 21, okay? Then 18, the manatee, okay, 18 million years ago. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to progress forward when it comes to incubation, okay? This is progressing forwards, 3, 6, 9, 12, okay? Into going forward, gestation. But at the same time, We're starting from the past and we're working our way to the modern time. You see what I'm saying? So this being 21 million years ago and this being 18 million years ago are technically 3, 6, 9, 12. All right. So you got being 21 million years ago, 18 million years ago, the MANatee. That's 3 weeks. 6 weeks into gestation is 15 million years ago. Okay. That's the PINNIPED. 9 weeks into gestation, that's 12 million years ago. That's when the hippo evolved, or the gene for the modern hippo comes onto the scene. 12 weeks into gestation, 9 million years ago. That's when the elephant, the hippocampus, starts evolving, okay? You see what I'm saying here? Our gestation mirrors evolution. And then we reach an apex or a nexus point when humans are actually born. The perfect design. Because while this is happening, the stomach is perfecting, the brain is perfecting. I mean, literally, the special properties of the whale shark and its brain and its DNA, and the sperm whale and its brain and its DNA, all give us the answers. It gives us all the answers, but we don't see it. We don't know how to put it into perspective. We can't see the big picture. Scientists can only see all the numbers and put them all together, but they can't see the big picture, so they don't know where all the numbers actually go. They got them all scattered around, okay? Some of them are in a lot of the right places. Some of them are all mixed up. And the whales, they got going in reverse. Well, how's a small animal going to grow, lose its limbs, and get way bigger and grow a tail? Why is it going to jump right back in the ocean? Are you serious? It jumps back into the ocean? No. Okay, look. The cerebellum of the whale shark is very convoluted. That's where we're going to get our cerebellum from, okay? The limbic system and the cerebral cortex of the sperm whale are very special. This is it's extra paralimbic, okay? Then this is going to pass when these two form, we are going to get a super brain. This is going to be a super paralimbic brain or supralimbic brain, an advanced cerebral cortex and an advanced cerebellum. The sperm whale is passing its brain, and then the whale shark is passing portions of its brain, okay? The limbic system is your nuclear core, okay? Your beta core, or your beta, is your cerebral core, or your cerebellum, okay? Once you combine your limbic system and your cerebellum, then you get the growth, and that's all of the cerebral cortex, all right? So every time in the fetus, when something changes for us, on an evolutionary scale, on a macrocosmic scale, evolution is doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? It's mirroring it. God's conception of the world, this and that, yada, 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 are mirroring us, or we're creating God's image. That's true. You just got to have the right perspective behind it. They're not saying like, it's some Walton floating man with a magic spell book or something. All that crap, I mean, all of that is garbage, all right? They're lying to us. By revealing the evolution, the truth about evolution, all of the ancient stories, all of the Greek myths, all of it starts coming together. You can see the perspective, and it'll all come unraveled, okay? I'm just going to throw this out here. The walrus and the carpenter, okay? Understanding this evolution reveals the fact that the walrus is the first land dweller that evolved. Okay, that's the first land ancestor of man. All right. Before that, it was the manatee. Before that, it was the whale. Okay. I think Jesus knew something and was killed to hush it up. And his body is 6 stories below the Vatican. And it's been there ever since the priests took it out of the tomb. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. So I think he knew something. It was put it on a hush-hush. The Catholic churches killed him and started a new world order under his name as him being God, which pissed the Jews off because can you imagine having a God already and then all of a sudden some people come along and say, your God isn't real anymore, this guy's God? That's why they're pissed. I mean, come on, can you blame them? I mean, how would you feel if somebody did that to you? You see what I'm saying? You can hate me all you want. I don't care. I'm just trying to say the truth will set us free. All right? The truth will set us free, and this is the truth. I don't care if you don't believe it. All of the science corroborates it. All of the science. You can start doing the research on your own, and you're going to find a lot of it falling right into place. Okay? You're going to literally say, oh, I don't know if I can believe that. Then you're going to start looking, and then you're going to find all kinds of paradoxes with the DNAs. You're going to find out that phylogenetics falls into place. That's interference in the Evo history. They try to do genetic tests on the whale shark and the sperm whale, and they find there's evolutionary problems. They can't find any, like, descendant that evolved into them. Okay? Why? Because they didn't evolve from anything. They evolved everything that exists. You see what I'm saying? That's why we got the phylogenetics in their genes. This is why there's such mystery surrounding the whale shark's DNA and the sperm whale's DNA. Okay? That's why these two beings are so special. This is the fountain of youth. This is what Magellan was looking for. He didn't know that he was looking for a sperm whale, but that's what he was looking for. Okay? The fountain of youth. Adipose tissue and stem cells. That's what this guy is. Why do you think all these cosmetics and stuff from sperm whales are so expensive that rich people can afford? Okay? It's because it's true. They know something. Okay? They know something. This is where we get our double helix. This is evolution solved. Like I said, how many people can say they personally know the guy that solved evolution? Just throwing that out there. See, here's all the math right here. I'm not a mathematician. I don't do it the complicated ways like they do. I do it all the simple ways, okay? That's the only way I know how to do it. Even it might get big, it might be a lot of math, and I could do it shortcuts using their ways, but I didn't use math for so long that I forgot all the little shortcuts that they use, okay? Now I can do my fractions, I can do equations, I can do the decimals, you know, multiplication, division, I can do all the basic stuff, okay? It's no problem. But then when it starts getting into all the weird shortcuts and all that, it's crazy. But it's all about alpha, beta, omega. That's real. It's real. And you always have to start with a trinity. You have to use a trinity. Like 3 and 6. 3 times 6 squared equals, okay? 3 times 6 squared, or 3 times 6 to the second power is 108, okay? Ironically, that coincides with the sun and the moon. You see what I'm saying? This is the sun and the moon put into place so this can all evolve. And this equation coincides with human evolution also. And it coincides with cold fusion, which is what these pyramids actually did. That's what the Ark of the Covenant was in there for. It was literally creating a small star in the king's chamber, which was the hot side. The queen's chamber was the cold side. This was a giant thermoelectric generator, hot and cold. Okay? It was a giant semiconductor superconductor. It was a transmitter and a receiver at the same time, literally. Okay? This right here is a thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay? This is what we need. This is a unified field. This is basically what happened in space that created a universe, a living universe. This happened on a biological scale, which kick-started life. Okay? If we want to create a small star, this is how we have to do it. Okay? We're going to have to create a unified field. But scientists are overthinking it. They're not seeing the big picture. They only have to literally create a cell. Okay? But they have to do it in a specific way. Okay? They have to have an elaborate setup to be able to do it. It's simple. Don't get me wrong. It's a very simple process. Cold fusion is very simple. It can be done at room temperature, but it gets real hot. Okay? It can be done simply, but you have to put things together in a little dynamic way. You have to put them together in a specific way to be able to do it. And literally by using odontology and genes, I've been able to trace this back as far as the ichthyosaur, okay, which diverged into two species, which are mammal and reptilian, or mammal and fish, okay? But this book here, right here, has all the answers that everyone's looking for. I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I'm saying I've been working on it for a while, and evolution has been solved. Astroevolution, how the universe became, is in here too. I put that all over my channel, okay? This is new. This is evolution solved.